Hey everybody, welcome to the Back Nine Round 2 from the Disc Golf World Tour at Konopište. Got Sexy Beast commentary back again, Nate Sexton and Paul McBeth.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, we got the long back nine of the Franz Ferdinand course coming up. Multiple holes over 1,000 feet, or at least real close.
Yeah, this whole course. I mean, I feel like on average the holes are 1,000 feet.
It kind of does feel that way. Yeah, we got a exciting battle kind of brewing. Paul's making his move. Simon and I also playing well. Ricky's still obviously playing well, but maybe not quite at the level of his course record, -15 from the first day.
Yeah, the three of us are all within 2 strokes, so that's exciting, especially for us and the fans.
Yeah, definitely. Hole 10 here, 112 meters, probably 360, 370 feet. I don't have the conversion locked down just yet. But it is a pretty good forehand shot. You can also go turn over backhand. You pretty much have to just go right at this bright white trunk and just break to the right just before it.
Yeah, that tree on the right kind of snatches them if you're a little early.
Definitely.
So, just like you said, go at that tree and let it fade right.
Paul going destroyer here.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It's close. It's lifting a little.
Yeah, it kind of just got that tree. You
Yeah.
kind of want to play it probably about 10 feet wider.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's an open look at the basket. I can run it if I want or just put it under the basket.
Simon with a
Another
serious,
grip lock.
this one worse than the last one. Serious grip lock here, going to the right side of a tree that you would never want to go right of.
No, but, you know, there's no OB to punish him here, so
Yeah.
he's still got a long look at it.
I'm throwing that X-Cal, just trying to go straight at the tree, take a little hop,
And that's how you play this hole.
grab myself a bullseye, and get on to the next hole.
That's your MVP, right?
I would say that's definitely the MVP right now.
look at
He's picking up bullseyes. That
And-
gray X-Cal is picking up bullseyes left and right.
And flight trackers, too.
So yeah, super happy with that shot. That's exactly how I want to do it. And Ricky.
Rep in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, mine said Corvallis, Oregon.
Wow.
It's hometown.
Okay. And that's a good shot.
Another
right there.
great shot from Rick. Easy putt. Simon probably 90 feet.
Off
Nearly
the top.
makes
Wow.
it. And then Paul kind of jammed up against this tree. What do you think? 70 feet?
Yeah, 70,
80 feet?
75, somewhere around there.
Oh my word.
Let's spin back.
Let's spin back. Paulie boy, what have you done here?
I kind of did the same shot yesterday. I wasn't gonna miss it short.
That was
I
a
knew that.
monster putt. That was a huge putt.
That
Incredible.
one felt good, especially being within 1 stroke of the lead and just maintain that.
And knowing Rick has a tap
Yep.
in. Yeah, big moment. Huge putt from Paul to save that birdie after not a great drive. Simon takes par. And I've just got a little slam dunk.
One of those easy birdies.
Yeah. There's my caddy, Jakob. Thanks, Jakob.
Yeah.
So 3 birdies, 1 par. Score's still tight. We've got 20, 19, 18, 17. All right, hole 11, 311 meter par 5. Kind of pinches narrow at the 400 foot mark. You got to rip a drive, and then you put yourself in a position to actually go for an eagle.
Yeah, this one, the longer you can be straight, I think the better. Then you have like the second shot, you kind of just let it stall and finish towards the basket if you have that distance. But yeah, you have to hit that narrow gap up there at the end, and just get it to finish in the fairway, and you have a potential for eagle.
Yeah, probably the most eagled hole out here, but it takes 2 crushes.
Yeah, this one was low.
But it turned just right.
Yeah, I had some speed on that one right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Came out low, but great glide. Got turned over, and that's pretty much the spot right
Yep.
there. That's 500 feet off the tee, I would say.
Yeah, and then you were talking about all different types of
Oh
shots
yeah,
here.
this hole's been kind of a nemesis of mine, so I wasn't sure what to do. I'm trying to get my shot to follow Paul's, but I just barely see it's drifting right a little, but I need that thing to flip and move out to the right, and I just keep throwing it a little bit too soft or a little bit too much hyzer, ending with that low ceiling shot, which just kind of kills my chance to get down on the green.
Yeah, still got to look at birdie though.
Ricky going big. As long as this stays straight, he can kind of get past the purple tree.
Yep, he did.
And he did, and now he doesn't have to deal with low ceiling. He's in a pretty nice spot.
And Simon's probably wants to go far here.
Yeah, this is a perfect Simon shot. Big height, big turn. Probably would honestly like to see a little more turn.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
But that is crushed. I mean, hopefully he's not jammed against that tree too bad.
Yeah.
Here's me dealing with a real low ceiling. Got to kind of throw hunched over. And I was just trying to... The purple tree up there on the right is really, really bad. So I was just trying to stay over here to the left. That's pretty much what I wanted. Throw it into the big fir trees and then just hope to be able to figure out an approach.
Yeah, that purple tree right there on the right. If you hit that, that's taking away a chance at birdie. So
yeah, it's like knee-high branches in there.
And Rick threw a good line here.
Yeah, stall, hyzer.
Because you want to play this hole deep. And then go into those thinner trees on the backside if you can. But
yes.
He got around it. So.
Yeah, he put himself in that 40-foot range.
I went with the Thunderbird here.
Yeah, the new star Thunderbird.
Yeah, I went with more glide rather than a faster disc, and it held that straight line better.
It looks like it was a pretty good choice. Looks like you've gone a bullseye ahead of regulation there. So he is in the bullseye after 2 on a par 5. Not a bad spot to be.
Simon. So that tree was a little bit in his way. Looks like it took away some distance for him.
Yeah. Caught in the corner. Still a putt, though.
Yeah, still can give it a run.
I had a little bit of a sneaky little wood shot here, trying to throw a turnover with my dart. Turned it a little too much and went for a kind of a double bounce, but it worked out fine. I'm in the circle.
Yep, that's all you wanted.
Simon with the big spin putt.
Ooh, he had the distance, though.
Yeah, just around it. Ricky for an eagle.
What's this, about inside 40?
Yeah, just inside 40 probably. And he's not missing that. That's a great putt. Going 2 under on the hole. Kind of kickstarts his round a little bit.
Yeah. Gets back on a good pace.
This is me from about 20 feet for a boring old birdie. I'm happy to get it, though.
But that's a good 4. You can't, I mean, from where you were, you can't get anything better.
No. It was fine. I was happy to get a 4 there.
And Simon tapping in birdie. Yeah, this hole, if you have the 500-foot distance, it kind of makes this a longer par 4 than a par 5. But
yeah.
You still have to throw 2 incredible shots to get an eagle.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 eagles. I mean, pretty incredible. You got some of the longest throwers in the game in this group, though, so that's what you're going to see if these guys can get it on their line and have that second shot. Hole 12, one of the most technical holes on the course. You got to throw a big, high right-turning shot. But then on the second shot, you've got your only real water hazard on this course, a big pond that you have to clear, and you have to make a gap just to get over the pond. And then you can see the basket coming into view over here on the right. So this is one of the scarier holes out here.
This is probably one of the tougher par 4s, if not the toughest, but it's not one of the longest because it's like a technical shot here off the tee, and then your second shot, you kind of need distance and that. And I sawed mine off there. The play is really to go longer.
Yeah, not good there because now Paul's going to be not having much opportunity to go for across the water. Rick is also a little bit too tight. Was he trying to throw a roller there?
I think so, but it never really got around it enough for us to tell.
So after I saw those 2, I was really keying in on that tree in the back, telling myself there's no way I'm going in there. Make sure to get around and land it in the fairway where I have a stand-up shot.
Yep, and that's where you want to be right there. And Simon, he's just going for it all here.
Simon is doing something incredible here, trying to go for the green on I don't know how many feet. I mean, over 600-foot hole. He's coming through the trees, flexing back, and he finds the water.
Yeah, they said he was about 10 meters or 5 meters from the other side of the pond. So
That's insane.
and then here's Rick. He was going for a flex. You can see the basket right through there.
Yeah.
It was a little high, but he got the nice kick safe. Now I was trying to throw a turnover, but you can see it just came out flat.
Yeah, and it goes
Double kick.
tree, splash.
So
So tough break there, just into the water, but probably not going to be too tough to throw up your shot and get your bogey and get out.
yeah, we'll see. It doesn't look too friendly over there, but
I just threw a destroyer forehand there. I'm just trying to play right because there are some stakes that extend the OB there. So I'm just trying to move right, get a putt at the edge of the circle, try to get out of there with a birdie.
and this is Simon laying up for a
Still looking at a par.
yeah
Because his drive went so far.
from the woods. You probably won't see many people play it from over here. I think it's kind of a last resort to go that way.
No, you don't really want to be over there in those woods. A lot of stinging nettle.
Yeah, it looks like I'm standing in the water here. But yeah, you can see how the branches extend there. Kind of
Tricky shot.
Just trust my rock to turn over here.
Yeah, tricky shot, but totally in your within your skill set.
Yeah, so got it up there.
I was kind of in a bush here, just left it right. I was feeling pretty good about my opportunity there because I was happy to be the only guy putting for birdie, but I wasn't able to connect. What do you think, stinging nettles versus poison oak? I kind of would rather have stinging nettles, even though they are annoying.
All day. I'd take stinging nettles all day over poison oak because I get it bad.
Yeah, and this course is heavy on the stinging nettles,
Yeah.
but the fairways are generous, so you don't usually find yourself in the rough too often.
Well, you'll notice we're all wearing pants too, mainly because of poison nettle.
Stinging nettle.
Stinging nettle,
yeah.
sorry.
I agree. Yeah, it's not necessarily cold, but if you wear a kind of a lighter pants, that can be better because when you're out there looking for discs, you don't want to get all lit up by those things.
Yeah. So a tough hole for us.
Yeah.
3 pars and a bogey.
Yep.
So that's my first bogey of the tournament.
Hole 13, 108 meters. It's a right finishing shot, kind of a down sloping green just slightly. One of the more straightforward holes on the course.
Yeah, very similar to hole 10 in the shape, but this is a faster green. I noticed a lot of shots tail off into the right over there.
Yeah, especially people going with that turnover backhand. You can kind of see that floating right on them.
Yep.
If it's starting to try to stable up. Ricky going with a smooth forehand. Should just take a little hop right to the basket.
That looks like a bullseye.
Very nicely done. I'm basically trying to follow Rick's line here.
Is it that X-Cal again?
Yes. I feel like this is pretty much perfect. Hopefully skip down into the bullseye just like Rick's, or
We're just gonna.
maybe it hit like a mole, like right on his head.
I think
I don't
someone
know.
was doing some donuts around the
Maybe,
basket.
because I was pretty surprised to see that reverse skip. But either way, right in the circle, right in birdie range.
That's a good turnover right there.
Yeah, that's probably a mid-range, and he's sliding it right past the basket.
And I'm going with the destroyer right here. Kind of just throw it straight out with the 2 guys in the red there.
Yeah, got a
Oh.
little bit of Annie on it, but it just needs to.
Get in front
Yeah,
of
it
them.
got right through him a little bit, just a little nick of a leaf, and right down there in the circle as well.
Like 22 feet.
I was probably 20 feet here, just putting downhill. Not a great effort.
Just never high enough.
I was pretty frustrated with that. Such an easy putt. Maybe it was still in my head a little because I was feeling kind of robbed by that reverse skip, but I got to let that go because whatever, I'm still 20 feet. Got to connect.
Yeah.
Easy birdie from Paul. Simon just about 10 feet away. Not a problem. And then Rick with another bullseye. This guy's really throwing darts today.
Yeah, when he's getting birdies, they're pretty easy.
Yeah. And I got to walk down here. Don't even really need to film this, but just tap in a par all alone and take a little time to myself, Let those guys go do what they got to do. Annoying 3 for me, birdies for the rest, as it should be. Hole 14, one of the longer playing par 4s on the course because it does finish uphill. You got to rip a big distance driver straight out at this green tree and then hyzer to the left to set yourself up for another long straight shot into the green.
Yeah, I like this tee shot a lot because you kind of throw it at that green tree you're pointing out in that group of trees.
Yes.
And usually that's like that max distance where if you throw it as hard,
Yeah.
more towards the upper end of your power, you'll go into them. But now it's like a comfortable distance where you just let the disc fade.
Yeah. For me, I can rip it as hard as I want as long as I don't flip it.
Yeah, really the only obstacle here is the branch right above our head.
Yes.
You can't really see it too well in the film.
So that's Rick kind of flipping it over a little. A little more hyzer puts him in the perfect spot. He's got good distance, but not a great line. So he's going to be stuck back there behind the trees. Simon goes right through the branch. That was good fortune for him because that could have been blocked just 50 feet off the tee.
Yep. Yeah, because that branch, I think that's what causes a lot of people to turn it over into those trees. 'Cause
Yes.
You're trying to keep it low and get the distance.
That's well under the branch and moving really nicely to the left.
Yeah, I just go with a brand new destroyer here and kind of just let the disc do the work.
Same with me. My newest destroyer was my choice here. Trying to just keep it low, stay under the branch, and move to the left. This was a little too low, a little too inside, but it's not bad. It's better than going too straight.
Yeah, you're past those trees, maybe under some branches, but
I had this kind of branch over my back, so I had to do a sort of a hunched over shot, probably from 425 feet. But I got a great rip on it. One of my better committed shots of the day.
yeah, that's a good spot right there.
From an awkward place to get it that close from over 400 feet. Anytime I do that, I'm going to be really happy.
And then Rick cut himself off a lot, so having to go with this roller, which from where we were, we couldn't tell if it worked out completely how he wanted.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't do quite what he wanted, but a birdie would have been pretty much a miracle from where he was.
And then Simon, and then if you're in this open fairway here, you could give this basket a run.
Yeah, and Simon's doing just that. Big hyzer, just barely short. Perfect shot.
I'm gonna go Thunderbird here, kind of just more of a straight approach and let it the disc do the work.
This one looks like it might be scaring the basket as well. Ooh, just a foot or two long.
I thought it was in.
Ricky's got to go with a sharp turnover. Well done.
Yep. Nate for birdie.
He's happy to hit that after. It always feels good to make a little medium range putt after, especially when you just missed one the hole before. You get up there going like, what the heck? Come on.
Yep.
And you hit it and you can move on. Well done from Paul. Nice birdie there. Paul and Simon making the hole look pretty easy, getting their drives out there in the open. Rick's going to have to take a par after the drive flipped on him, getting a little bit pinched over there. So yeah, scores are very tight. 23, 22, 20, 20. And everybody having a great round. Hole 15, 228 meter par 4. It plays quite a bit shorter though, Paul, because this one is downhill.
Yeah, this is another one where very similar to hole 14. You just rip it straight off the tee, let the disc fall to the left, and then if you're in a good position, you can just throw probably a putter up shot. But then if you kind of get in trouble on the left or right, you're either looking at a forehand or more of a hyzer. But yeah, this is a fun one because you get to see your disc fly for quite a ways.
Yes. Simon launched this one. I think he probably wants it to move left a little bit sooner, but still, that's a huge crush.
Yeah, that's ideal right there. And I'm throwing a Star Destroyer here, just trying to hit the same line Simon did, but not as far.
Well, maybe almost just as far. Looks like you pretty much matched him there. Yeah, that's like, aren't you
pretty
about
close.
20 feet from him, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm trying to do something similar. I'm hoping to get a little bit of turnover on the disc. I kind of like being more on the right. But again, I was just a bit early on my releases today on some of these destroyers. And it is skipping left and kind of a tricky lie underneath a tree.
Right in that walkway, it looked
over
like.
on the walking path, yeah.
Rick's a little low, but It's gliding well down there.
Yeah, moving a little bit left. Might be a little bit of a tough angle.
Yeah.
So me, for like the 50th time today, having to throw this hunched over under tree shot. And I threw this one pretty nicely. T-bird 3.
Yeah, but that walkway that you're on is pretty old, huh?
Yeah, the walkway actually I think was used by the servants that came up to the castle, like back, we're talking
16th
600
century.
years. Yeah, long time. So some cool history in this area for sure.
That's a good forehand right there by Ricky.
Came up a little short with the flex, but he'll be looking at the basket.
I just went with a Nova here. I actually did see Ricky's was a little short, so I kind of tried to play a little bit on the longer end and still ended up short.
Just barely, but yeah, you want to make sure you commit to that shot.
And Simon with his P2.
And the fans were getting funny here. They were doing waves. They were having a good time.
I felt like I was in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, so that's fun. That's fun for us. We get a nice active gallery. The Czech people have been really great to us.
That was a surprise to see right there.
Yeah, Ricky with a kind of a rare miss.
Yeah.
Just got the nose down a little bit.
Yeah. From that range, I always expect him to either make it or at least hit chains.
Yeah.
And that was a good save. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, I'm over here padding my stats.
Yeah,
1 inch outside.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. 1 inch outside, 10 meters, checking off outside the circle putt.
Yeah.
Simon, easy birdie.
There it goes.
Oh, yeah, the wave. Super fun. And Paul deserves a wave for something like that.
Some birdies. Oh, even Yusi's getting in it. Look at him. He can't sneak in there.
Even Rick deserves a wave. Come on. Awesome. 3 birdies, 1 par.
It looks like we got a tie now.
Tie game for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now 23-23, and Simon and I tied at 21. Hole 16 is a monster hole.
Yes, it is.
302 meters, over 100 meter tunnel shot to start it off. Then you're moving way down here to the right, low ceiling, and then sharply back to the left. So it's a tough par 5.
Yeah, it really is because that tunnel shot off right off the tee, you have to go 100 meters straight and then kind of not get into trouble where it lands. Because if you end up right, you could be in trouble. If you go too far, end up left. There's really a sweet spot that you can get into to have a nice second shot.
Simon flipped that too much, but that's actually pretty fortunate. He came to rest in a decent spot where he's not going to have that low ceiling.
Yep.
Looking at a destroyer from Paul. Too low, but not really a problem.
No, I got it straight enough, so it worked out. I go forehand here.
Yeah, full forehand for me. This is like giving it everything on an Anheuser to get out of this tunnel, and this is the best I've thrown it in practice or competition. This got out there really nice.
That's probably the best forehand that's been thrown on this hole.
Maybe Silver Lot's got something to say about that.
That's true. But Rick going with the forehand as well. I don't know if he's going for this route or not, like going for that inside line.
It can work really well.
Yeah, he got it to work out.
It's kind of fluky, but I mean, he had the longest drive in the group.
Yeah. So here it's kind of just wide open up until I think the final 100 meters.
Yeah, you just want to throw a huge turnover here.
Yep, and just try to get as much distance as possible. And really, if you're far enough on this one, kind of where I'm at the tree, it's a fairly easy upshot.
Yes.
So you really want to get as much distance as you can on the second shot, and then just scramble from there.
Oh, Simon does have a little bit of a low ceiling, but he goes huge turnover. But yeah, just like Paul said, if you're wondering at home like how to make a tough par 5 easy, just pure 100-meter tunnel and then throw it about 580 feet and then jump putt up. No problem.
Yep. Makes it a lot easier.
I'm going flippy destroyer on a little bit of an Anheuser here. I was thinking maybe forehand, but I just decided I want a little more distance. Looks like I got a little bit of tree action, but
looks like a similar spot to Simon.
Not bad at all. I'm near the 50-meter stake.
Yep.
So just a little ways to go.
And Rick, he had a nice open look from there, but just a long turnover.
Looks like he nailed the line.
Yeah. It should be fairly easy upshots for all of us.
Yeah. The group. I mean, our drives were pretty great. No one in major trouble.
No.
Simon taking a little bit at it.
Looks like close to a bullseye there.
Yeah, well done.
In that easy birdie range. Looks like a Sexton Firebird.
Yeah, little forehand line for me. Left it a touch short, but it was actually closer than I thought. Like when I threw it, I was kind of nervous. Oh, shoot, you left that so short. But when I got up there, it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and then Ricky with the forehand putter.
Nicely played. And I bet you were thinking about maybe making this.
Yeah, it would kind of just, the basket was right there where if I hit this line, it was going to be in the way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, I'm glad to get it there. And then you tapping out for birdie.
Tapping out, yeah, about a 20-something footer.
Ooh, snuck
Just
it over.
snuck it in. Yeah, a little left. But good to get it.
And then it should be me from about 18, 16 foot range right here.
Easy.
And then looks like 2 more easy birdies here for another star frame.
It is a star frame, yeah. We didn't really go for the chain shaker.
No, I
but
think we only did on the par 3s.
Yeah. There you go, Avery Jenkins going Facebook Live.
Yep.
For some of the more...
That's a lot of good scores.
Everyone is shredding.
Yeah.
Right now. I mean, course record's 15. Everyone's kind of pushing. Hole 17, 175 meters, super uphill. So this hole plays very, very long. OB down the entire left side, woods on the right. Pretty tough shot. You really have a demanding drive because you need to get a lot of distance, but you can't afford to move right or left.
Yeah, I think he brought that rope in this year, make it a little bit more difficult. And this is the hole where Simon threw it in for eagle last year.
Yes.
So that's deemed Simon's corner up there.
Up by the red stake.
Yep, and I think that's probably where most people are throwing it now, just to be...
I don't know about most people.
Well, just to be safe. Not the red stake, but
Yeah.
up on the right side.
Yeah.
Up on the right side, just to guarantee a safe.
There's the red stake.
Safe
There's
line.
Simon's corner again.
And I'm trying to put it not as far, but over on that line.
I bet you're trying to make a little visit up to Simon's corner too. It's not a bad place to be.
Got some leaves, but...
You're right
Right
in there. 10 feet behind him.
Then you go with the interesting shot here.
Yeah, I go roller here just because for me, uphill destroyer turning over with OB on the left, that's a scary shot for me. So with this roller, I just know I can keep it straight, and I know the sidewinder's not going left. So for me, this works pretty well. Just gets me up the middle, and it doesn't really give up much distance to you guys.
Yeah, so are you putting it there to have a forehand second shot or turnover? Or?
I prefer to have the forehand for sure.
Okay.
But for me, the roller's just easier to guarantee right finish. Where with a destroyer backhand, I worry if I don't quite get all of it, what if it's going to fade towards the OB, and that would be a bad thing.
Yeah, you're in that forehand range.
Yep, going X-Cal. Just got to get around this tree. And yeah, that's just right. That's about 15, 18 feet away.
Yeah, that tree is kind of what I go for every time on my second shot.
That little tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put it near that or past it, and I know it's close. But there I caught some tree.
Yeah.
That left me about 45 short.
A little bit sharp on the turnover there.
Yeah, that OB really gets in my head on the left side. I'm just like, make sure you turn it over. So
It feels closer than last year.
yeah, and then Rick got it. Nice.
Great shot there. And Simon got one thing on his brain, throwing it in again.
Yeah. And then that's a mid-range right there. I was surprised that he went with the mid-range. I thought he liked that
You
putter.
would think he would go P2. He left it just a little short, but not bad.
And this is a 45-footer uphill.
Yeah, probably playing like 55. Dead center.
That was a big one right there. I
Huge
knew
putt.
I had a chance for shooting that 15, so that was a big putt right there.
Yeah.
And with the uphill, I knew if I went long, it wouldn't be too big of a deal.
Not at all.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Simon, with a little bit of a lapse in his focus, maybe just barely splashes out to the left.
Yeah, because I know he said walking to the next hole, he never misses those. He said that was very.
Yeah.
It didn't feel right.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't get away with missing very many of them. Honestly, I mean, if you want to be on this level, the 20-footer's got to be going in.
Yeah. So 3 birdies and then Simon dropping in a par right there.
Yeah. Kind of a
Head
perplexing par for Simon. He doesn't know what to think about that. All right, 18, our final hole. 136 meters. Believe it's 430 something feet. Downhill, beautiful hole over the flowers, the rhododendrons, got the banners behind. You really just have to throw it really straight. Most people going with probably a mid-range, maybe even a putter, slight hyzer and let it flatten out. There's also kind of a flex forehand play if you're looking to do that.
Yeah, this hole reminds me of hole 1, to be honest, minus the OB on the left. So going with the same disc, same type of shot. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, earlier, I kind of threw it a little left. Now bring it a little bit more to the right and rode that right side the whole way. But
it still got enough to fade just a bit.
Yeah, had the right distance on that to make it
perfect
easy.
shot. I'm going Firebird. I just try to throw Anheuser forehand here and keep it low under the branches. This doesn't quite have enough Anheuser on it, but it's not going in the woods, so it's not a terrible shot. Probably 50 to 55 feet away.
Yeah, it looks like you kind of try to go like the same shot as hole 1 as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And Rick, I think this is a putter. He put a lot of hyzer on it when he released it.
Yeah, I thought it was a little too much hyzer, but it started to flatten up. A little late, though, so he's kind of cruising a little long.
About that 50, 55 foot mark right there.
Yeah.
But, again, wide open putt so far for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Simon's got his mid-range turning over a bit.
Yeah. This one's starting to work out of it, though.
And he is in the circle, I think.
Yeah, green hit. So we got Nate. What was this, about that 50-foot range we were saying?
Yeah, maybe a touch more. It was pretty far, a little downhill.
Oh.
And I just got it in
wanted
there.
to put that hand up there sooner.
Yeah, it was
waiting.
close. I was happy.
Yeah.
Always fun to make a big putt like that right at the end in front of a couple hundred people.
As soon as you let it go, I was like, oh, padding the stats, Nate.
That one deserves to go on the stats.
Oh, just a little high for Bird. For
Ricky,
Rick.
just high, yep. Simon here.
Wow.
Oh,
Another
and
one
a
in the
roll
circle.
away. Little low and an unfortunate roll away.
Probably similar distance right here. Again,
And an
low.
exact same putt. Really shocking
Yeah,
finish for him.
3 in the circle in the last 2 holes.
Yeah, not the way Simon wanted to end this round. That is the way you wanted to end the round.
That felt good right there. Nice 15 under.
Ties Ricky's course record.
Yeah, just one bogey in there. Definitely,
Pretty incredible score, 15 under with a bogey.
Rick tapping off the par. But yeah, lead change right down the last hole.
Simon with the little flip into the basket. Yeah, and Paul takes the lead after Ricky's putt was just a bit high. I had myself a really nice round as well. 13 unders, the best I've shot on this course.
Yeah. So
And
15,
we've got
13, 10, and 10.
Yeah, and total scores 26, 25, 24 for the Americans up top. It's going to be quite a battle.
Yeah. But 4 good rounds.
Absolutely.
4 double-digit scores.
Absolutely.
And there's this bullseyes right here.
Look at Rick.
Yeah.
So many bullseyes.
Making the birdies easy. Greens hit.
Greens hit. Paul leading us at 67%.
And if you have all those green hits and you're 100 inside,
You're going to be shooting pretty good.
and then the outside the circles. Wow.
Rick
That's a
with,
lot.
Rick with 0 is a surprise.
He had a lot of bullseyes.
He had 3. Maybe he didn't give himself very many chances. You're right. And
then 2
very few
penalties.
penalties.
So I'm excited.
Very solid golf. The lead group kind of separated itself today. So we're all going to be playing together again
Look at that,
tomorrow.
all fins right there.
And the charge of the Finns, you knew they were going to come. The Finns are great out here. Most of the top players in Europe these days, I feel like.
Very similar courses to the European or to the Finnish courses. So.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys again.